welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as TooLizForYou, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
On Ravelry, easy for me to say, I'm CPREDMOR, and on Instagram I post as Knitting in Our Jeans, and I was posting up a storm this week.
You were.
Yes.
You were.
Yes. I have several things I finished.
You've done a lot.
None are knitting. Heads up, none are knitting.
So,
what?
Boat update?
Boat update. Well, it kind of goes with one of the finished objects.
Yes.
We have bought a boat. Yes. It's down in Annapolis, Maryland. We are leaving tomorrow afternoon to drive down to Annapolis. We pick up the boat at 10 o'clock in the morning. We heave all of our stuff. Well, not all of our stuff. We're going to be making 2 trips. So we heave half the stuff, or all the stuff that's in the car, half of our boating stuff,
so
onto the
dinghy,
boat.
The dinghy.
Well, the dinghy, the motor,
Yeah.
But you have to be careful because we're also not going to be on the boat
Mhm.
constantly because, well, let me tell you. We get on the boat on Monday, 10:30. We take it out as fast as we can out to check the autopilot. Because the last we heard, the autopilot was not holding the plot. Or
Holding coordinates?
Well, no, you set it at a point. So you set it at 175 degrees, and it would drift. Well, it needs to hold 175 degrees, and then the +1 and -1 for short course alterations, and the +10 or -10 need to go off at 10 degrees, not 15, not 5. You need accuracy when you don't have a road that you're following, and you're following charts. So we're holding money back until we can ascertain the status of the autopilot. Okay. We had a boat surveyor check the autopilot it wasn't Friday, it must have been Monday. And he said it was drifting. So, Rich actually got the name of the owner and found his telephone numbers. And so he and the owner has spoken twice.
Wow.
Once because we were looking for the importation papers, and the owner said, I don't have them. I know I've paid, but I don't have the papers. I don't know what they're doing with the papers. So when the various brokers were calling here going, well, why didn't you transfer the money? We said, well, no one's got the importation papers. The contract says we're buying a boat that's been imported. We need to see the papers.
Yep.
And they're all going, oh, we've never heard of this one. I said, well, it's in the contract. It's in our contract. And right now the contract's not complete, so we're not paying. Figure it out. And from the papers that we finally got, the boat was imported officially June 1st. They didn't apply for the importation until May 19th. It was inspected for the government on May 2nd. So they were a little dilatory in doing the due diligence for getting this boat imported. My thought was that, well, the government seems to be so backed up with so many things. Maybe it's just a government problem. No,
this was the broker thought that they could be sly.
Well, I don't know. Maybe before COVID, these things got done in a week. I don't know. I've never had a boat imported before. Anyway, the boat was finally imported as of June 1st. We have transferred funds. We will go check the autopilot. If the autopilot doesn't work, then we will not transfer any more funds. And that money will be used to get the autopilot fixed at some point. Right now, I think we want to try to get home. Anyway, we will take it out on Monday. We will go assess this. Then we bring it back to the dock. We have paid for a transient dockage for one night because we have a date with Port Annapolis, which is, I don't know, maybe 3 fingers down the way, not very far from where this boat is docked, to take it there to have it hauled on Tuesday. So the bottom can be painted and new zincs put on. So the boat will be hauled on Tuesday. We will get off the boat. We will drive to Virginia, see my mother, who seems to be very excited about this boat. She doesn't want to get on the boat.
No.
She doesn't really want to see the boat.
No.
But she's very excited about the boat
Yes.
because it's just something happening to somebody that she knows.
Yes.
So we intend to drive over to Virginia on Tuesday. We'll spend the night in Virginia and then probably see her Tuesday, I don't know, evening. I don't know how long the boat hauling is going to take us on Tuesday. But we will see her at least on Wednesday, if not Tuesday. And then we will drive home. So we will be home here by Wednesday evening sometime.
Nice.
Yes. And then, having talked to Port Annapolis, we'll know how fast our turnaround time is to go back and pick up the boat. We intend to rent a car up here and then turn it in Annapolis. There's several car rental agencies. This doesn't appear to be a problem. Richard checked on it, so that's great. And we really don't need a van the second time. We really a car. A car will do. So
because you're going to be able to bring down like the dinghy.
We're
and
taking
things like
my
that.
SUV. It's huge. So we're taking everything, those kind of things down now. I'm going to be taking more clothes the second trip because once we get down there, we take possession of it and then we bring it home.
Yeah.
Which I think could be done in 5 days. I think we'll probably take a little longer, 7 to 10, because we are not plowing through any and all weather.
No.
Should there be bad weather, we're not going to leave the harbor. It's that simple. We're going to go up through the Delaware Canal and then down south towards Cape May, come out into the ocean at Cape May, and then head to New York. If we can hit a good weather pattern, that could be done from Cape May to New York can be done in 1 day. There are 3 good marinas in Cape May, so we can get to Cape May. We can hang out for a couple days. Believe me, that's not a hardship.
No.
I love Cape May. It's so funny. One of the launch drivers was telling us, oh, there's this place you can go and eat in Cape May. And I'm thinking, honey, I think I've eaten everywhere in Cape May. He goes, you really don't want to go to the Lobster House. It's really touristy. I'm going, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Lobster House either. It's like eating in a barn. I mean, the food's fine.
It's just large and very
echoey.
loud.
Yeah, echoey. Whereas
high ceilings.
There's a lot of little boutique-like restaurants in Cape May that aren't that expensive because generally on Memorial Weekend, Richard and I take everybody out to dinner, which was like 14 people. And it didn't break the bank. So certainly 2 of us going out to dinner would be fine. I guess I should bring a couple of these dresses.
Yes,
just
if you're
in case.
going to be in Cape May, probably. Yeah.
If we get stuck in Cape May, I can wear a couple dresses to dinner. So anyway,
so things
we have a
has
boat.
Finished
Yes,
due to the fact that they have a boat.
Yes, the boat does not come with a front window screen because he lost it or wore out or something. Nor does it come with a helm cushion. I'm telling you, sitting on solid polyvinyl something for 8 to 10 hours a day is not comfortable. So let's see if I can get this.
So if you've seen the Instagram, you have seen...
Oh, well, this is not showing.
If you have seen the Instagram, you have seen the boat cushion.
And what I'm particularly proud of is the fact that I got a strap on it out of leftover material. It was a boat cushion that I bought that is outdoor fabric. It is not water resistant or waterproof, but it is sun resistant. It only needs to last this season. And I'm making a boat cushion without seeing the seat. Someone on, there's a group on Facebook, leopard catamaran owners of leopard 38s and 39s. They're basically on the same platform. So one very sweet woman read my post, ran upstairs to the helm seat, and measured it for me.
Oh, that was very sweet of them.
from the bottom of my heart, I thank her. So I went online and I searched all over, and I found on Amazon, and you can say all you want about searching locally, but I looked at West Marine, I looked everywhere locally, and I found a cushion on Amazon that was 1 inch longer, 2 inches wider, at the widest point that I needed, and it's an inch deeper than I would have made. I looked to buy the materials from Sailrite. To make this helm seat with the materials from Sailrite, first of all, I had to pay $180 for the foam because I needed an entire sheet of foam, not just the little piece I needed. So, could I use it in the future? Probably, but I was going to buy 2-inch foam. The seat is 3-inch foam. So I learned a lot. I learned that in the future I'll buy 3-inch foam and make 2.5-inch deep cushion covers because it makes it really nice. So that's what I did. I cut I looked online. I watched Sailrite's how-to, and they suggest cutting your foam with an electric knife, like you carve your turkey. So I have one, and I carved my foam outside. I didn't hurt myself. I didn't hurt the picnic table. No one got injured in the making of the reduction of the cushion. And then it took me 2 days to cut down the covers because there's an interior cover that kind of keeps the foam all together, and then there's the exterior cover, the sunbrella-like fabric. And the strap is to go under the helm seat. So it's Velcroed, so it will go under the helm seat and then stick together, and then that will help keep this helm seat cover or cushion on the helm seat. And we tried it out on the stairs, and it seemed to be pretty comfortable. So
I wish y'all had taken a photo of that just for posterity.
So yes, so the boat is almost within our grasp. We'll actually have it on Monday, keys and everything. Yay! And then we don't know when we're going to be on the schedule for the painting. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. But it shouldn't take more than a week or so, because most boats are already in the water. So this it could be done in a day, but I'm hoping it's not that quick. 2 days. I need at least 2 days. We give it to them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We could turn around and come back on Thursday. So we'll see. So I made a boat cushion where I made a boat cushion. I reduced a boat cushion cover. So that was pretty good.
And then you made a whole bunch of new outfits.
I did. I have
bike shorts.
2 pairs. One is packed.
Good.
So they're really good. And it's very light jersey. I got it from British Fabrics, Britex.
It was in those miscellaneous
bundles.
Bags.
Bundles.
Mystery bundles.
Well, no, I don't think this was a mystery. I think I actually meant to buy this one.
Okay.
But you buy 2 bundles, you get a third. Goodness. So I have enough. I made 1 pair of shorts. I made 2 pairs of shirts, and I got enough fabric to make another pair of shorts. I made the pattern from copying the outline of some airy leggings that I have. And I laid out the leggings, and I pinned them into my blocking boards. Nice. So it would stay. And then I had the Swedish pattern paper underneath of it, and I just drew an outline of that. Then I added 5/8 of an inch all the way around, and it's worked out really well. The second pair fit a little bit better than the first pair because I had to add a little bit in the back. So I added about 1.5 inches to the back, and I'm really pleased.
To the waistband side or to the short side? To
back
the top?
seam.
Yeah.
So it.
That's what the pattern
great.
I have. If you want to make more, I have the leggings pattern.
I already altered the pattern. It's Swedish paper. It's Swedish fabric paper. So I just cut a snip and I sewed it on, and I made the pattern. Not problem.
And what you're wearing?
Yes. You hear about my walking dresses. What they are dresses that I just throw over my head. It has a dropped waist.
Mm-hmm. These are the only dresses that are allowed to have dropped waists in the house.
But it's like a stretchy cotton, and they're really comfortable.
It's got this little drop shoulder. It's real cute.
Yeah, it's like this. The sleeve is actually part of the front and the back, and I had made the original one. Can I find the pattern? I can't find the pattern. So I laid my...
You did the same technique.
I did the same thing. And as I laid my original walking dress out on the blocking boards, I had actually seen that I was wearing away the fabric at the seam. I didn't realize over the winter, or I don't know when these holes appeared, I wore the dress out. Now, the dress is older than Elizabeth.
And for context, I am 32.
We bought this fabric when we were down in the Florida Keys, I think Key West, at a Lily Pulitzer shop. It was a bundle of fabric. I have a problem. May I have some of your water?
May I have some water
here? They had a laundry basket, a straw laundry basket outside that had bundles of fabric in it. And I picked up 3 bundles of fabric. There was one that was complete enough to do the walking dress, which you see me wear. And then there was one that had polka dots on it and then a coordinating stripe that I made into another dress. And I can't believe I threw that dress away.
Don't know what you were thinking.
I don't know what I was thinking because that was a favorite. So I think I've gotten a couple patterns that I could put together to make
recreate
another one of those. Once I actually and I found out that there are prints that look like Liberty prints.
Oh.
So I'm thinking stretch Liberty fabric.
Okay.
I think it'll be very cool. But you do need something that goes down the front, which is what my walking dress has, the buttons. So the walking dress, as long as you've got some kind of I could see piping. I could all kinds of things. So anyway, I did finish my dress. Very excited. 2 pairs of shorts and a boat cushion. And a partridge in a pear tree.
So I haven't finished anything.
Well,
but
go ahead.
I have still been recuperating. I've been trying to get back into work. Full disclosure, my personal 1-minute health update, my migraines have gotten exponentially worse since my COVID diagnosis. So we are currently working through that situation.
You've talked to the doctor. You're not trying to work through this on your own.
No, I have talked to the doctor multiple times. I went and saw them 2 days ago on Thursday. So we are working through a plan, and it is just very frustrating. Especially,
apparently, COVID can exacerbate migraines. Yeah. Just as a heads up.
And it's frustrating for me personally because I have had a really good 2 years. I've had a really good health-wise 2 years, and really having the 2 months of sinus infections and then this past month of of bronchitis and COVID is really reminded me that I can be a very sick human. It's
depressing.
It's upsetting because my office, my company doesn't know me as that person. So it's reminding them that I told them about this when they hired me, and that I've been telling them about this. I'm currently trying to figure out how to explain to them that currently when I say I am in pain, we are talking a level like 7 versus a month ago when I would say I was in pain and that was like a level 4 or 5.
Where does it go to, 10 or 7?
Goes to 10. Okay. 10 is cannot form words, crying on the couch.
And I've been there.
I've been there too, and that's not fun. But we have not hit that yet.
I was actually in the pharmacy asking for a refill of my prescription, or your prescription, the things that melted under your tongue. And my cognitive ability just dropped through the basement. I couldn't form words. And the pharmacist looked at me, I went, migraine? And he went, okay, quick. He had one. I've known this pharmacist for decades.
Yeah, and you had a prescription. So.
And he gave me one. not in the bottle, but gave me one, and within 5 minutes, thinking returned. It can be debilitating, absolutely debilitating.
And I haven't had ones that are this bad in years. So we had actually weaned me off of most of my abortive meds for during an attack because I was handling a lot of it very well. So we're working on that. So just if you know me in real life, just please be kind. Because if I say I'm in pain, I'm in a lot more pain than I have been in the past when I've said that. Unless I've told you that it is a 7 or an 8. It's not fun.
No.
And honestly, I don't know how I did my degree with this much pain. Because it was, but I do know because it's all I knew.
Right.
But now, having known less,
right.
Now I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Young.
I was young, and I didn't know anything else.
Right.
So, that's my personal update. So, that's been difficult. So, though, over the holiday weekend, I did finish the 3rd side of my, let's see if we can make the starting point into a blanket test. And I think, even though it's all mismatched colorways, it works.
I think it works very well.
I think it's still cute, even though this side has teal and the other 3 have the green.
Oh, well.
It happens. They're not perfect matches, but you know what? I can always just sell it as a scrappy, cool tone blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really loving it. I think if I ever do it again, I will make the first 2 panels a little bit longer. And I will do, instead of these, like, 3 sections of garter,
yes.
I might do the lace and the lace and cable section or something like that instead, or as well, and add those to make it a little bit bigger. It's currently about, I'd say about a crib size or a stroller size.
Or a lap size.
Yeah, like it's a little kid. It's not one that I could use at the same time, which is I usually like to make them
bigger,
a little bit bigger, so that they're able to be used a little bit longer. But yeah, proof of concept.
Yes,
proven.
Exactly.
So I'm really excited about that. I should finish this up tonight. I'm on this section here, so I will definitely get this done tonight.
Yeah, not a problem.
So I've been working on this, which is exciting to get that proof of concept done. And then I also have been working on...
Ooh, critters?
No, this is the plague
doctor.
nurse.
Yes.
This is the plague nurse for a friend of mine.
Yes.
And it's a little bit harder right now because I don't want to... So that is how far I've gotten.
I love it.
I know, it looks so good. So currently, everywhere that it's not filled in the dress is going to be white. And I'm not going to do the white until the very end. And I'll get one of my bigger hoops and I'll just do all of the white at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll throw it in the sink, I'll dunk it, I'll wash it and iron it, and then figure out what we're doing.
Beautiful.
I'm very pleased with this. I'm getting a good amount of work done on it. Actually, not last night, but a few nights ago, I was at knit night, and I actually pulled this out instead of any knitting, because that was just...
I bet they loved it.
They did. So I've been working on it because this has... I don't have a grime guard yet, or have one at all. Eventually, I will make one or just buy one. We'll see. We'll see which wins out. So in order to protect the work under here, I've just folded up a piece of the pattern page and put it under here so that we don't damage the stitches. And also so that I don't get it all grimy as I'm working on it. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really pleased with how it's working out. I'm trying to get it done for the end of the month because I will probably see her if we go to her niece's first birthday.
When is that?
End of the month.
End of June. Okay.
Did you get an invite to that too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine.
No, agreed. I just wanted to make sure.
I was thinking if it was closer to when the boat was done with its painting,
you
could drive us down on your way to the shower.
Oh, no. No, it is like last weekend of June.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
So I've been working on that, and then because it's on black fabric, sometimes it's hard to work on at night.
Yes.
So, which, mind you, I love. Like, I'm really enjoying, and it was really great because Ben saw it out on his aunt's patio this past, during the holiday weekend, and he was like, black fabric was a good choice. I was like, I know.
Well, yeah, with the nurse's uniform. It makes a nice contrast.
It does. So instead, I have been picking up the Little Cities Hawaii.
Ah.
So I have been filling in. So my current plan is there's one section down here to finish, and then I can keep moving up. So I'm trying to get like everything that's over here kind of worked on, and also there's a palm tree that goes here.
Cool.
So I'm trying to get this done. I'm kind of using your let's get one column done.
Yes.
But I'm going by page in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and get most of this page done, and then I'll continue working up here on this one, and then I figure I'll go down.
Okay.
But yeah, because I owed this for a while. So I want to get this done.
Yes.
So I can send it off to my friend.
Yes.
But those are the things I've been actively working on. What have you been actively working on continually?
My Christmas
looks so
angel.
Good.
So when sometimes I do columns. What I did was I mentioned to you that I had gridded this, and then I went down and counted several times to make sure I had gone down far enough to be able to work on this dress from the bottom. So the point is I'm going to be working up this pattern. So right now I have these several filled in for the first two cells. And now I'm working on this, filling in this. So I take the color that I'm missing here and I fill in this, and then I look to see where else it can be used. But I'm
and then you park it if you haven't.
Yes, and this is what these are. These are parked threads that will be going in up here. This is not all of it. It's obviously another third as wide. You know, when I was working on Lake Como, I didn't worry about whether I was going to damage my stitching underneath my things, and it turned out fine.
It did. So it's just because that's such a small piece, it would be way more visible.
Yeah, and it's white. So anyway, I have done a lot of this section on my Christmas Angel, and I'm enjoying it. I have to say, the sewing, I may be reaching the end of the sewing mojo.
Valid.
Although the walking dresses, in one day I can make one of these walking dresses. It's fantastic. I actually think I could make it almost an inch shorter, so I may double over the hem. So we'll see. Although I finished the hem, it wants to curl. So I think I may just turn it over and do that again so it stays down. Anyway, so I've been working on this. Is there anything else you've been working on?
Not that I've been working on, but I got some mail.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute. I had an issue.
You had a problem?
I had a problem. My sugar maple developed several holes. And it's upsetting because that was yarn that I had dyed at Neighborhood Fiber during a dyeing class.
Yeah.
But into each life a little rain must fall. So I threw it out. You know, it was failing in several places. So I have started another sugar maple.
What yarn is this out of?
This is out of Queensland Collection United. It is a machine washable blend of lamb's wool and cotton. It's 55% lamb's wool, 45% cotton, and it is a dream, feel it, to work with.
Yeah.
It has stretch. I love it. But it'll be nice and light-ish for the summer. I have not separated for the sleeves. This is the front pattern. And I have started trying to input a bit of the pattern for the back. It's not called for in, what is that? Nope, that's fine. It's not called for any kind of V shape in the back, but I found with my original sugar maple that if you don't put a V in it, the back ends up at what was ending up at my waist, where the front became a long tunic.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't like that, because then when I bend over, I've got, my skin is showing or my underwear is showing. I don't like it. So after we finish with all the increases, I will continue. Is this it? Somewhere. No, that's a sleeve. That's a sleeve. We'll find it somewhere. I will continue with the same pattern in the back as I have in the front. I've got 5 balls of this yarn. It should be enough. Nice. It'll be fine. Once you get it past the girls and on down, every inch you get, just a bonus. So I have a new sugar maple on the needles.
Nice.
I don't think I'm going to bring it with me this trip. I think Bridget's going to be a little frazzled. So I'll bring it. It'll be in the load that goes down for the second trip, because I'll certainly want something that I can work on at night. This boat, if you know anything about a catamaran, this is it's a 2014. It has a relatively newer design, which means it's got kind of an open back to the sugar scoops. You come in and there's an outside lounge, and then you go through the sliding glass doors, and then there's inside lounge with like a sofa. So no matter the weather, I could be outside knitting or I could be inside knitting. Now, this fellow that we're buying it from didn't believe in boat cushions, ergo the no helm cushion.
This is going to be a problem.
But he had a lot of beanbags. Now, I don't know whether he's leaving the beanbags or taking the beanbags. We won't find out until Monday. They weren't very explicit about anything that was being left, so we'll find out. But that's where I figure we'll either be buying cushions from a canvas person, or I'll be making the cushions. And there is also no enclosure with this.
There's no dodger, no.
No, I have to make the dodger. Excuse me.
Okay.
There's a channel, at least in the front. You can see where the front window was.
Okay.
So there's 2 channels for like 5/8 inch cord. We need to measure what those channels measure so that I can order the cording, because your father has canvas.
Okay.
And Joanne's has clear plastic.
Has the poly. Yeah.
Right. So I can make the window. Will it be as good as
when you guys get them
isinglass? No. But they only have to be good enough to get us through until we can talk to somebody, a canvas maker up here. They can measure the boat and make the full enclosures and the screens. I think the screening will be nice too. So anyway, I will make that front window for our trip north. We'll use the helm cushion I made until it falls apart.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. But we'll need cushions for the outside lounge. Yes. Definitely.
I was going to say, do I have to start looking... I was like, do I have to start looking up more of those captain seat things like you got?
Do you know now they come with arms?
Which, they now come with arms?
They now come with arms. They are incredibly comfortable with arms. So yes, you might want to buy yourself one of those seats with arms.
What are they called? Boat seats?
They're adjustable boat seats, or cushioned boat seats, or you're in the... What's that part of the boat?
No, those are all
I know.
Helm seats. Okay, we'll take a look.
Cockpit.
It's a cockpit.
When you're in the cockpit, like a folding cockpit seat. Anyway, either I'll be making cushions or we'll have somebody else make cushions. It will be fine. It will be lovely. So anyway, that's all I've been working on. I'm going to take that sweater and my Christmas angel with me on the second trip when we're bringing the boat back, because it can take anywhere from 5 to 10 days. And, when we're at anchor or when we're at a mooring or if we're at a dock, you come back from dinner, it's a perfect time. So that's, I think, all my news. You have
So
mail.
we have mail. So first, I got yarn.
I got the email about this.
Yarn.
And it's gorgeous. It's it's more gorgeous in person than it was on the email.
So this is Neighborhood Fiber Company. This is Rustic Fingering. And this is 1 First Street Northeast. This is the Judge Katanji Brown Jackson colorway.
Yeah. And if I didn't have all of this,
I love it.
I would have ordered some too.
I love it so much.
It
is
beautiful.
Perfect. It might be their most perfect blue they've done.
I agree. And it's a limited edition.
It is. I love it.
It's beautiful.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it with a dark gray. I have to go to knit and see, but I'm going to hold it with a dark gray or a black mohair and finally make my my daydreamer that I want to make by, which is why I was okay with getting the rustic over the studio sock.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I hold it with the mohair, then it'll give that strength. But I think it will.
It's gorgeous.
It'll keep the variation light enough, not as variegated in the cables of that sweater, that it'll still be usable, and I think I will wear it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we all know my love for 1600 Pen as their most perfect purple. I think this might be their most perfect blue.
I agree.
It's got so much dimension to it. Very similar to 1600 Pen in purples. Has a lot of dimension to it. I'm very pleased. I do think compared to what I've seen of other people's skeins, I might have gotten less. Well, I was going to say the least variegated ones. I've seen more of this kind of skein where it's very bright and then very dark. But most of my skeins are very consistent, which I appreciate, and we all know how much I appreciate that with Neighborhood. And I'm just in love with it. And so that's on my plan.
It's gorgeous.
And it's gorgeous. And then I got some fabric for some stitching, which you might all recognize because so it's the Old Salem by Primitive Hair. And so I might or might not have signed up for the Stitch Along by Witchy Stitcher, even though I haven't finished her previous one yet. It's a companion piece. It's supernatural themed.
That's wonderful.
And so I was like, you know what? Let me get the fabric for it. That matches the fabric I have for the other one. Let's just sign up for it.
Let's go.
And so what I'm going to do is my goal is I'm not going to start it until I finish the cryptids. So my plan is to finish.
Work on those cryptids.
Well, in terms of stitching, is to finish the Plague Nurse, then finish the Hawaii, because those are gifts. And I really need to get back into them. And also what we haven't spoken about is that my wrist bump is back and has gotten worse. And really started to hurt this week. So, might have to have that looked at. Also, I'm doing more stitching then, instead of knitting.
Didn't want somebody say just slam a book on?
Yeah, that's an option, but it's not the wholly recommended one.
Right.
Especially with one that repeatedly comes back.
Right. But it's liquid in it.
Yeah.
Has been so far.
So, I just need to go to the doctor about it.
Yes.
But it hasn't been a high priority item. Sorry, I'm having a yarn management issue over here.
Better go to the doctor than have Mom do. You know, I cut my hair this week.
I'm sorry, what?
I had an inch
Mm-hmm.
that was down here, and I just chopped it off because we didn't know if we were going to Annapolis. We didn't know when we were going to Annapolis, and I was sweating.
Okay.
So he'll fix it when I get back.
I was going to say, as long as you're willing to be the one to tell Hervé and I don't have to tell Hervé, we're good.
That's fine. He'll be fine with it.
Oh, he'll be so fine with it.
He'll be fine.
Especially because it means you have both.
Well, not only, yes, and it's in the back.
Yeah.
You know, and I just did it to get rid of that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Which, I was sewing downstairs. My cousin Nancy called me and says, "How are you doing?" I said, "Well, actually, I've started a sweatshop." Because I was sewing, and even though the air conditioning was on, sweat was going from my hair down my back.
The pictures that I received last weekend are not fit for print. You would not want them posted or anything anywhere. It was very funny. The lack of clothing my mother was sewing in.
Oh, yes. Because I was just
she was so hot.
So hot. One of my bralettes that I had made, and my biker shorts.
Yes.
And I was finally comfortable. But it was just so hot, so that was the joke about the sweatshop, that I was the only employee of the sweatshop, and I was dripping.
Mm-hmm.
But, I got my dress done, I got my biker shorts done. They're actually, I can wear them outside as shorts, or I can wear them as under my dresses as anti-chafing. So anyway, that was really successful. Then I got mail.
You got mail, and it's glorious mail. It's the PomPom 10th edition. So we have PomPom Spring and Summer, and PomPom Autumn and Winter. I don't know if this means that this is the only one we get for 2022, but we'll see. So going through, both sides have patterns, and they're all just gorgeous. So there's this beautiful textured, I'll try and find a better pattern for it, or a better picture of it, and then they have the bag pattern, they have this colorwork sweater, they have this crocheted sweater, which is also on the cover, which is not for me, but is gorgeous.
Yes.
And I can understand why I have so many people on my Instagram in the last few days saying that they're going to make one, because it is beautiful. And then this wrap that is by...
Huge.
It's huge. And it's by, oh gosh, what's his name? Zandy Peters. And so it's just gorgeous. So Purpura is the textured, cable-y, nubby goodness sweater. I can see Mom making one.
The texture is what I'm all about.
Yeah,
so when she goes crazy over colors, I go crazy over texture.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
And it looks both good in kind of puce and dark blue, and I think it would look good in almost any color.
There's this crocheted shawl, which I think is absolutely beautiful and very wearable.
Yes.
I think it's really very, very pretty. And then there's this great set. It's a top and short set, and it's great. And I could see it as if you're going away for a week and you want a lounge around the house set. Like that, in between PJs and, but you haven't fully had breakfast yet. That kind of out,
you could answer the door in it.
Yes. So it's gorgeous. And then
the
this
top
is the cover.
Is lovely.
Yeah. You could make just the top.
Yes.
So then this is the cover sweater. It is, again, beautiful. And I can see why I have so many people making it. It's not my style, but I appreciate it. It's gorgeous.
It's not my style because I had a grandmother who made granny squares, and there's no way I would wear granny squares unless it was done in a...
It's just so
it would have to
beautiful.
be done in black. I can tell you, it would be done in black and white. Black and white, I can see that. And it wouldn't be boxy. It would be a little bit more fitted.
Yeah, but I think I think
I could
beautiful.
do that, but I can't do the multicolors because it reminds me too much of my grandmother making Afghans.
And then we said these would be great boat socks because they're great house socks too. Because they're regular socks, and then they've got the mohair, so they're going to be light but warm.
I think I would get the little stickies to put on the bottom so that they're non-skid, like we did for your Sweet 16. Yep. Well, we bought them with the non-skid, but now you can get the stickies so that they make them non-skid.
Or you just put fabric paint on them. on the bottoms. You just dot fabric paint.
That's an idea.
Then there's an article about Shishiko, which is great.
It's very hot these days.
It's beautiful too. Like I want to.
I like the random ones. Yes.
I like the
rectangle.
Yeah.
The trapezoids.
The rhombuses. Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's just really pretty. Really,
I really
pretty.
like these like flowery sort of geometric-y, and Mom likes the free-flowing.
A little wild. A little wild.
You know. And then they have a recipe for Madeleines.
In color.
Yeah.
So you could be very patriotic, so you can have some with white and some with red and some with blue. That would be really pretty for 4th of July.
Or you can have them in any colors.
Yes. I was just thinking for people getting together with their families for the 4th, that it might be your dessert contribution to the festivities.
So then we flip it over
to the winter
side. And we've got these mitts.
Stunning.
Which are just so
cute.
So sweet.
And this is the
sweater that's coming up.
Okay.
And then this is Zandy Peters' shawl. It's beautiful. So I'm pretty sure this has mohair and sock weight together to make this plaid situation. So there are sections where it is just the mohair. So I think it'd make a really light but warm piece.
Yes. I could see it as also a lap rub.
Yeah.
Over your legs when you're watching television in the winter.
But I know I saw, and this one is done in Neighborhood Fiber Co., and I know I saw them post a Instagram story asking if they should put together other color kits. And I was like, yes, please. If for nothing else, I want inspiration, because I could see making one in purples and grays and then this is Paragon. I love this sweater. It's beautiful. The color work, it is just geometric and glorious. So we're going to be downloading this book so that I can take a look at what the requirements are for it, because I think I might have the yarn for that already. It's gorgeous. It's by Sylvia Watch Cherry, who does just gorgeous, gorgeous work. So I'm very excited about this one. And then there's these some other mittens with bow ties.
With coordinating hat. See?
And the coordinating hat. Super cute. Super cute. And then this striped sweater, which I think is lovely.
I do too. I happen to like the lighter colors, but I wouldn't put in the gold. I would put in like a cream or a darker color. The gold just, I'm not a gold person. It never has gone well with my skin. So I could see maybe a gray or, as I said, a cream.
Yeah, so this is by James Watts. And it's knit, all pieces knit flat and seamed together. And then I think it's picked up for the ribbing. But it's just so cute. I think it could work really well.
Knitting flat. You know, really sewing your pieces together, thank you, John Behringer, really can go together really quite well.
I also think it could work well for minis. If you have a set that's very cohesive.
Yes, those advent calendars.
Yep. Though I do think that this is knit in a DK weight, so you might want to, so if you have a DK weight calendar, or you can hold two together.
Yes.
Or you hold, I know a bunch of friends have done things where they stripe in their minis, but they also hold one yarn together, constant, kind of like your wolf.
Yes.
And then there is this
Lateralis
socks that are knit sideways, and they're garter stitch. I think I might try these. These are cool. Just for something new and different.
Maybe. Seemed like it would be an easy-ish pattern.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see.
And then there's a discussion or an article a crafter's love letter to London, and it's just beautiful. And the photos included just make me want to go back so badly.
So badly.
So that
we've got a boat, so we won't be going.
No, so the Liberty fabrics you were talking about.
Yes,
Liberty fabrics.
Liberty fabrics, and now there are companies that apparently sell Liberty stretch. Liberty prints on stretch, so that would be perfect for these dresses.
Yeah.
I just love being able to get, when you get up in the morning, especially on the boat, just take off your nightgown, throw this on, I can make my coffee and go sit outside. And I'm perfectly respectable. Just so cool.
But yeah, so I really, really recommend if you are someone to buy pattern books, I would reach out to your local knitting shop and get the 10th anniversary because it's a phenomenal issue.
It really is.
It's a phenomenal issue.
Should be something in here.
Yeah, I think at the end. Yeah, it's it's usually inside one of the covers. Yes. I'll take a look.
I'm sure you will.
It's right there by your hand.
There's our code.
Yep. So it's great. I highly recommend it. And I think that we've come to the end of our row to emulate those. Yeah. And we will talk to you all.
Oh, well, they're getting ready for Rhinebeck.
Oh.
Remember, that Rhinebeck is going to happen this year unless something untoward happens. I know that, help me here. Where do we work?
Indy
Untangled is certainly planning on being there.
Well, and Indy Untangled tickets, I believe, go on sale this weekend? This Saturday, I think? Don't quote me on that. Check the Instagram, Indy Untangled Instagram, and IndyUntangled.com. And also
those of us who worked last year, I believe, have already been asked if we want to work this year. And
if anyone wants to join our team, I know that we're still have some openings, so definitely join us. I also know Woolen Folk is happening again this year. That is happening, though, on the Friday. It is the same day as Indy.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, that's a shame. We won't be able to go.
No, it happens.
We're busy all day.
Yep.
Which is great, but, and I'm sure there's going to be enough yarn people that both can be very busy.
Yes.
And, honestly, you can go back, start at one and go to the other.
Yeah.
Of course, if I did that, I'd have no money whatsoever.
And also, you'd be dead the next day.
I would.
From exhaustion.
Totally.
So, start getting those Rhinebeck plans set.
Yes.
And
we have our reservations.
Yes.
Our friends have their reservations.
Yep.
We are ready. Mark it on your calendars.
Definitely. And with that, we're going to weave in.
We're not going to probably not going to see you next weekend unless they're slow in painting the boat.
Okay.
So we'll see. So I'm sorry we have this kind of up and down schedule, but
as we said in the beginning of the year, this year is a year of a lot of change for us and our family. Thankfully, knock on wood, Grandma's been okay.
Yes.
But my boyfriend moved to the same city, so that's new and different, and so we're actually getting out and getting to see friends, and
although they are spending the night here tonight.
Okay, that was not the plan, but
there's a piece of furniture
that is being painted,
working on, that I really think he deserves to have in his apartment because he really bought it because he liked it.
Yes.
So the idea is
we're painting it, and the paint does not dry enough for us to bring inside the painted pieces until midnight.
And then it's another 10 hours
until we can do the second
paint it
coat.
Again and bring it inside.
4 hours
later. Have left.
Yes, which is fine. We have keys. We can lock up.
Yes.
Dad will just have to be okay with the fact that the water hasn't been turned off.
Right.
Anyway. But other than that, we appreciate you sticking with us, and we appreciate you understanding our schedule being a little more chaotic than usual as we're figuring out what 2022 is for us.
That's right.
And we'll talk to you all again soon.
Bye,
Bye y'all.